Hey there, coaches. How are you doing? It is Sanae Floyd here, business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. I was just a bit hesitant there because this is take two, first time. StreamYard, I think, may have thrown me out for some reason. Which is a little bit ironic considering the topic of this conversation, which is about overcoming visibility fear. So maybe I was putting something out there that was a little bit fearful, and so the universe kicked me out. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk about how you can get confidently visible, overcome your visibility fears. So my name is Sanae Floyd. I'm a business breakthrough coach and sales mentor. And what I will say to you, if you feel fearful of getting visible in your business and on behalf of your business, then the first thing I want to say to you is this is probably one of the biggest challenges that most service-based entrepreneurs, most coaches have when they start out in their business. In fact, I've even had clients who have come to me who used to be visible, but something just triggered them and into a place where they stopped showing up. So it's, you know, it's whatever stage you're at, it can affect you at any point, but you're not alone. And one of the things, again, what I will say to you is being visible was one of my biggest fears. Like this was probably the biggest thing that I had to overcome in my business. I had an absolute crushing fear of being seen and heard. You know, in fact, my first ever video, which was an introduction and a thank you, welcome to my Facebook business page. That first video that I did when I started my business, it took me almost 4 hours to make. It was, and it wasn't anything fancy. It was just me talking into my phone. It took me almost 4 hours. I don't know how many takes it took to create a 6-minute video. And eventually I was, you know, after about 4 hours of take after take after take, finally posted it, uploaded it to Facebook, and then the following morning I went in and deleted it. I had like a fit of anxiety and went in and deleted it because I just like it my whole nervous system was so highly charged. I just couldn't stand it, the noise in my head, everything. So it was one of those things for me that has been such a big challenge that I've had to overcome. And I know how frustrated it feels, you know, when you have, and I call it a crushing fear, a crippling fear of being visible. It's so frustrating because you know how important it is to attract clients, to go out there and share your message. You want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to help people, you want to be recognized as an authority. And in fact, you know, it pertains to so much of your success in your business. And I'm sorry if you can hear that. There's builders next door and they're making all sorts of noise. So I hope that's not distracting from the sound of this video. Anyway, so I know how frustrating it is, and also, you know, how crippling it can feel. So I want to talk to you today about 4 keys for overcoming your fear that will really support you. And these are things that have absolutely transformed how I show up and how I feel about doing live streams and showing up on video, but also has made like the world of difference to my clients who are sort of start showing up and really gaining that traction and that momentum in their business. So there are, I think I've got 5 keys here that I want to whiz through with you. The first thing I would say to you to support you in overcoming your crippling fear of visibility is to really connect to your passion. Now, it's a bit of it sounds a bit like hyperbole. It's a nice thing to say, but I cannot tell you how critical it is to overcoming this fear and really getting you moving. Because when you connect to your passion and your purpose, and what I'm talking about is really aligning with that thing you're here to do, really aligning with who you're here to help, really getting connected to your message, like your gift, your zone of genius. Because when you have confidence in who you are and what you're here to deliver, that kind of shifts and weakens the fear that's holding you back. When you have absolute clarity and alignment with your message, then you have that desire to then go out. There's a pull, a pull that makes you want to show up because you have that connection to your passion and your purpose. So that's the first thing. It's so important. And I was talking about this only this morning on Messenger with a client, and we were talking about, she was talking about procrastination. And I was, again, coming back to this: connect to your passion, your why, your purpose. These things will get you into the right state of being. This is your physiology, your focus, your belief systems. All of that is about, it creates a state. So when you connect to what you're really here to do, that creates the right state change that will pull you forward to want to show up more powerfully. So that's the first thing: connect to your passion and your purpose. The second thing is upgrade your self-concept. So what does that mean? So we all have a self-identity, a self-concept, maybe, call it a paradigm, call it programming, but we have this identity for ourselves. And what we tend to do is reinforce that identity through what we say to ourselves, the words we use, the thoughts we think, the feelings, and we kind of get stuck in this loop, but that reinforces whatever we identify as. So if you are constantly identifying as somebody who is terrified of showing up, and somebody who is, is frightened to be seen or heard, or somebody that doesn't have much of a voice, or somebody who's quite shy, or somebody, however you identify, that's going to be reinforced every single day as you repeat those, I call them mentations, like negative affirmations. So you've got to decide, okay, who do I need to become in order to confidently show up on behalf of my business? Like, what traits, what qualities, what characteristics do I need to imbibe? Do I need to embody that will support this new self-concept, this new identity for myself as somebody who really enjoys showing up, who is courageous, who is fearless about putting myself out there and speaking confidently? So it's about embodying a new self-concept for yourself, and practice it every single day. Like, talk to yourself as though you are that person, that confident speaker. And that will start to create that dissonance, that cognitive shift, that slowly you'll start to shift into that new self-concept. So it just takes a while, it could be 72 hours, it could be 7 days, but it's worth practicing, because that is the biggest shift that will begin to create that new self-concept for yourself and that new level confidence. Okay, so the third thing is to control your focus. You know this. What you focus on becomes your reality. What you focus on, you feel. So again, this is about, what's the mental dialogue? You've got to change the movies that you're playing in your mind. You've got to change the story, the narrative, from one that is based in fear, and fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of, abandonment, rejection, all of those things, to one that is a picture, a mental movie of you absolutely rocking your live streams. I always say to my clients, see yourself, visualize yourself every day having fun whilst you're live streaming. Visualize, see yourself, creating incredible content, delivering awesome value every day with confidence. Because when you visualize every single day, you're creating a new mental movie, and you're literally rewiring your brain for this new reality. Every day, affirm. What are your affirmations? So it might be something like, I show up fearlessly every single day. If you are, I shared this last week, I think, if you are stuck on what content to come up with, if that keeps you small, then start to affirm how, creativity flows to me and through me, and I always know what to say. I love showing up. I love sharing my message. The camera loves me. Whatever affirmations you must create for yourself to support this new identity and these new mental movies that you're playing, then that's really important. That's what you've got to be focusing on every single day. This isn't just like one-off things. These are things that must be continued and consistent every single day. We've talked about this. Discipline is freedom. And when you can practice this with discipline every day and make it part of your mindset work on a daily basis, that's when everything will shift for you. It's so important to create this as a habit. All right, the fourth thing, this is, again, and these are all important. There's no one or the other. I want you to throw everything at this, because your visibility is everything. Your visibility means that your ideal clients can find you, you can grow your business, you get your message out there, you get to help people, you reach more people. So all of this is important. And I would say throw the kitchen sink out at this to overcome your visibility fear. So the fourth one, I've called this just simply make a decision. So you know this from your experience, you've all had experiences of this. We often have those breakthrough, key, decisive moments, when we make a really empowered decision, when we reach that enough is enough moment. We often reach those most decisive moments out of either inspiration or desperation, right? And for me, I know most often for me, my most empowered, decisive moments have all been born out of an enough is enough moment. When I've just hit threshold, I can't take it anymore. I'm not willing to put up with this shit anymore, or I'm done with playing small, or whatever it is. Those most empowering, decisive moments came from a place of desperation. So this fourth kind of exercise, I suppose I would call it, is where you manufacture for yourself your own enough is enough moment, so that you literally create a point in your brain where your brain says enough, I'm done with the fear, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to share my message and get confidently visible. So how do we do this? How do we make that kind of decision? Well, the simplest thing is to begin to fast forward, ask yourself the question, and really go there emotionally and mentally see it. Ask yourself the question, if nothing changes and I'm still not going visible in 6 months' time, how will I feel? Like, what will I be saying to myself if I'm still here, still not taking action, still not overcoming this fear in 6 months' time? Like, how will this impact my self-esteem? Who will I see in the mirror when I look at myself? How will I feel about myself? How will this impact my family, my business, my kids, my loved ones? Really connect. If I'm still in this shithole, not showing up, not being confidently visible, still feeling that crushing fear in 6 months' time, how will this impact me? Really connect to it. Let the tears flow. And then once you've done that, then ask yourself, okay, now fast forward, it's been a year. It's been a year and I still haven't got out of this hole, this fear. I still haven't broken through. I still am not showing up confidently. I'm still holding myself tiny. How do I feel about myself now? How do I feel when I look in the mirror? What's my body doing? What's what's my physiology like? Because you'll feel like smaller and smaller and more frustrated, and you start to intensify and amplify that frustration. And then take it 5 years forward. Imagine 5 years, you'll be back in your job, tail between your legs, all of that starts to really kind of amplify and magnify until you reach threshold. And what you start to realize is you start to connect to the real fear, because your fear of visibility isn't the real fear. The real fear is that you don't live your passion and your purpose. The real fear is that you don't express who you're here to be, truly, that you're not doing what you know you were put on this planet to do. That's the real fear. So when you can fast forward and take yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically into the future, as though you haven't made this change, that hurts. And it's that level of pain that will create the snapping point in your brain, where your brain literally says, I'm done, enough, no way, that is not going to be me. And then you can come back to the present moment with that, wow, this is such a powerful exercise, and it will create that dissonance enough, that sense of desperation for you to make an empowering decision in the moment, and you can move mountains. Do that to yourself enough, you move mountains. If you don't feel the pain of it, you're not doing it enough, do it again. Okay, so that's the fourth one, make a decision. And then the fifth one is more kind of strategy, practical, logistic. Set a schedule for yourself. Set a schedule, get some help, get some accountability, and say, right, do you know what? I'm done with this shit. You know, I've done all the exercises that Sanae's told me. I've connected to my passion and purpose. I've, you know, upgraded my self-concept. I've been doing the daily mindset work to change my mental movie, and I've taken myself to the future, and I'm not going to stay small anymore. And so then once you've been doing that for a few days, then say, right, now I'm ready. I'm going to set myself a schedule. I'm going to go live for 30 days, or I'm going to make 30 videos and put them out every day for the next 30 days. I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to get some accountability so that person will make me hold true to my promises. And I tell you, that will be the greatest thing you can do for yourself and for your clients who are waiting for you to show up, who need your knowledge, your skills, your expertise. There are people who are waiting for you. So follow these steps, save this video, watch this again so you really practice. Don't just watch this and think, well, that sounds like a good idea. Actually do it. So that's my my message to you today, to get the keys, the 5 keys to becoming confidently visible and being consistent in your action taking, your promises to yourself, because this is going to be the biggest shift for your business. It really is going to be the biggest shift for your business. Okay, guys, so I'm going to have to get my coffee. So have an amazing rest of your day. And I shall speak to you all again soon. And as always, I should add, if you've got questions, comments, please put them below. I love to hear from you. I always come back to you. And I'll speak to you all again soon. All right, guys, bye for now.